Got it. Here we are with another episode of Talking Sports with the Legend. Tonight's guest is Russ Bono, class of 1979 from North Catholic, and then he played college at Salle. Take it away, Stevie.
Where are you from?
I'm from Philadelphia, Steve.
Where did you go to grade school?
I went to grade school. I went to Hopkinson grade elementary school. That was from kindergarten to 8th grade.
And then you went to Northwick right away?
Yes, North Catholic. I 9th grade, I would have had to go to Harding, and it wouldn't have been a good fit for me. So my mom and dad put me at North for 9th grade, and they told me I could go to Frankfurt at 10th grade, which I really wanted to go. But when I got to North Catholic, I really liked their school. I liked their soccer team, and I asked them to stay.
Now, Russ, I was telling Steve about that public school back in the day. You had some schools that went 1st to 6th, and then you went 7th, 8th, and 9th to junior high, and then 10th, 11th, and 12th was public schools. But Hopkins was first kindergarten all the way to 8th grade, huh?
Correct. Yes, it was, Steve.
And Harding was 7th, 8th, and 9th, though, right? At the time.
Yeah. That wasn't the best area, right.
But that was your only option. You couldn't go like where I lived. You had to go to Stetson 7th, 8th, and 9th if you would have went to public school.
Nope. That was the option.
Right, it was the only option. See that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he didn't. That's why now. I was telling Steven, we knew a lot of guys that played at Frankfurt. So your senior, when you were graduated from North in 79. Was Glenn Savage older than you, or was he the same year?
He was a year ahead of me.
But he played with you guys on Little Club because that went by the year you were born?
No, well, what happened was, excuse me, on Little Club, the whole team was older than me. There was me and Mikey Sullivan. We were the two young guys. We played up a year our whole lives with that team.
Ah, okay. So that answers the question. Now, Steve, I'm sorry. I told him to talk to you about that later, and I wanted to bring that up about the Little Club thing. So go ahead, Steve.
What was what would you say your best game was at North?
I'd have to say, Steve, when I scored the 5 goals in the Catholic League Championship game.
And that was when you were a junior, right?
Junior, yes, and it's still a record today, Steve, for goals in the Catholic League Championship game. Pretty cool.
You weren't on the team yet?
No, I wasn't on the team yet. I was only a freshman when he was a junior, so freshmen weren't, and that was unheard of back then in them days. Not many people made it. The year I was a freshman, kid from Coronel Doherty, Paul Braden, he played a couple games for their varsity team.
Oh, wow.
But it was two things. He was really good, and their team wasn't as good as we were. North, you didn't usually get on the field until you were a junior or maybe a sophomore if you were really talented.
Steve, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're wearing a North Catholic hat. Earlier, I seen you wearing a Doherty hat. Now, what is it?
That was yesterday. That was yesterday.
Tell him, Steve. He's got a hat for all occasions.
Mm-hmm.
But tell him why you wear the Doherty stuff. What happened?
I was just curious.
Then I was interviewing somebody who went.
Why about Doherty? Why do you wear your Doherty hats? Why?
Hmm?
You went to Doherty.
Yeah.
That his program, Our Lady of Confidence. Remember, it used to be next to Little Flower, where he went to high school, grade school, and then when he was in Our Lady of Confidence, they took them out of Little Flower and they busted them up. So from 5 years old to 14, you went to St. David's up in Willow Grove. And then from 14 to 21, you went to
18.
14 to 18 or 14 to 21. You went to Doherty and they were on the 3rd floor. So Stephen became a Cardinal Doherty grad. Yes, through Our Lady of Confidence. But then he volunteered at Doherty the whole time he was there for the
Yeah.
girls soccer team and the girls
Yeah, for 2 years.
All right.
Basketball for 2, yeah.
basketball for 2 and soccer for 4.
All right, I'll
That's
let
why Russ
slide.
wanted to know
Mhm.
what your Doherty affiliation was.
Mhm.
I'll let you slide that one, but
Yeah, you
Mhm.
missed the game when Steven, we played Doherty a couple years ago on Thanksgiving Day, and Steven was out representing Doherty, and I was on the north side. And Max McGettigan and me and Max were taking care of Steven. He was playing center forward, so we were hacking him and kicking him every
And
chance
then
we
one
got.
time they got me in that box and tried to get a better kick.
Yeah.
I said, no better kick.
well, guess what? If you wear the Doherty stuff, you're going to get taken down.
That's what I told him. We don't care who you are. So go ahead, Steve. Back to your questions about the best game you said.
Mhm.
How about asking them the other questions about all the
Oh, how many championships did you win at North?
there you go.
I won 2 Catholic championships and 2 city championships. And I believe there was a guy named Steve McGarry that was on one of my teams.
Yeah.
I think you might have.
So I was on the year he was a senior. I made the team
Oh,
that
wow.
year, but I hardly ever played. But I got in the picture though for the city championship the next day in the paper. I was right in the front row because I was a little guy, so I was right in the front row next to Matty LaRochelle holding up the trophy.
And then what? Then they stopped it, right?
They stopped it the next year when Russ graduated in
'Cause
'79.
I remember going to the
We won it
one-
again the next year, and that was the last year they had it.
And then
for-
McCarthy.
And then McCarthy's team was when they restarted it.
Yeah, so I remember that.
Yeah, we were up at Northeast Public, Russ. It was me, Joe Blaney, Danny Morris,
Uncle Bill.
my brother-in-law Billy Hess, and
Okay.
It was
Steven.
parade the
And-
same day.
Yeah, and Steven was there, and we were all. Oh, it was freezing cold, and North played LaSalle.
Washington.
Oh, that's right, Washington, because it was a city championship.
Mhm.
So the next day in the paper, it says North Catholic wins first city championship in 29 years because they stopped it because of that.
Well, right.
Right. So I looked at the paper and I was like, that can't be right. So then I started doing the math and I was like, I was 16 when I won the last one, plus 29. And I was like, oh my God, I was 47. I was like, oh my God, man. That's when I realized how old we are, Russ.
We're not old. We're just mature.
Yeah, right. So Steve, ask him the other question about when he was at North, all Catholics and all that.
Did you ever make all Catholic?
I made all Catholic, first team all Catholic 2 years, my junior and senior year.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Now who else, Russ? How many did when you were senior year? We had you, Michael Sullivan, Wordy.
Matty LaRochelle
4,
and Frisky.
5 all Catholic first team.
5 first team.
Yeah. And then we had some second teamers that year too. Jimmy Hooven was second team, I think. Or was Jimmy first or second?
I think Jimmy, if Jimmy made second team, then he made somebody.
Yeah, and then the next year we had Jimmy Hooven was first team, and then my junior year, a couple of the other guys, juniors like Bugsy was second team. So
Right.
as I said, that team that he just mentioned, everybody's those him and Michael Sullivan are in the
Hall of Fame.
Hall of
right?
Fame, yeah. So on that club team,
Mhm.
so ask him about the club team. Start from the beginning with the club team.
Yeah.
Tell Steven and all his fans. Started out at Lighthouse Field at what 7? We started back in the day.
Yes, from when we were very young, and we played the intramurals. You had to play the intramurals so you could play the travel, and you played A League, B League, and C League. And as you got older, and then we all played on club teams, and I played on a very good, very, very good club team.
So when you were at Lighthouse, what was the name of your team at Lighthouse?
We were Lighthouse United.
The United, right? So then they broke away. What, you were 16 when you guys broke away, right, and went to Little Club?
and we went to Little Club, and we were Little Club United then also.
Right. And that was 16 to 19. So they had guys that were up to 19, and then
Wow.
you could have like, so a guy could be a freshman in college
Mhm.
and he would be on the team, and Russ was
Correct.
playing like his sophomore year, he was playing in that league. So he was
Oh, wow.
15 playing in that league. And then
And
he
what
had him,
Cool.
tell him the other guys on that squad, Russ, the
what
names.
happened? What happened was that, Steve, we were 16-year-old, and we played in the under 19, and we won the league. We had me, Glenn Savage, Bobby Laychocks, Tony Rod, Jimmy Skeen, to name a few.
Yeah.
Mike McMullen.
Mikey. The guys that he was naming, Laychuk, Mikey
Mhm.
Laychuk.
Oh, my boy.
Yes, that's your
Yeah.
boy, the referee.
Yes.
So it was him,
Well,
Rusty, and they were all like from the same neighborhood.
Joey Rod's dad.
Yes, Tony Rod's dad,
No, Joey
Joey
Rod.
and Tony, right? It's
Yeah.
their dad.
Mhm.
He was Tony Rod. The
Mhm.
guy Glenn
Yeah.
Savage, he told you, was a guy from Frankfurt. He played for the United States national team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he played professionally back then, and nobody like played professionally. He
Mhm.
played for our Philadelphia Fury team, right?
correct.
Yeah, he was. Oh God, this guy was like, one of the best players that Rusty played with. I never had the pleasure of
Mhm.
playing with him because he was a lot older than me, but he was. I watched him play, and he was unbelievably talented. And they had the other guy, Mikey Sullivan,
Mhm.
Quinn Sullivan's uncle,
Yeah.
right? It's his great uncle. I kept calling him his
Mhm.
uncle, but they're all his great uncles.
Mhm.
And then the Tony Rod was like, all Catholic and all. So they
Oh,
had.
wow.
Did you guys ever win the states for Little Club?
Oh yes, we won the state a few times. We went to the final four. No, what was it? The quarterfinals. We made the
Quarterfinals of
country.
the Open Cup
Oh, wow.
for not Open Cup, the Amateur Cup, under 19 Cup,
McGuire.
What, the Union
McGuire
Cup?
Cup. Thank you,
It's
Russ.
the Union Cup? Or the Upper Cup?
No, this is called the McGuire. For under 19, it's the
Oh.
McGuire, and then the over 19, that's the Open Cup.
What's
So
the Union playing?
before Russ gets into LaSalle, graduated from North, and you were at Little Club for one more year, and then your sophomore year, who did you play for that year? After, did you play with Bayern?
Yeah, I played at Bayern, and we went to the National Cup
National
final.
Finals.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I went to watch that game. I was playing at Lighthouse still, and I went to watch the game. They had a guy, Freddie Gerskenfield from Ryan, was on the team, and I knew Freddie from playing with Rusty and all them guys. And then geez, who else was on that squad with you?
Oh, geez, we had Freddie, we had Cliff Simmons,
Cliff Simmons.
Dave. We had Jeff Holbrook was a goalie, one of the goalies I ever played with.
Yeah.
That guy, unbelievable.
Where did he go to college? Did he go to Textile?
Oh, I'm trying to think where Jeff went. He didn't last long wherever he went.
Right. He was a
Jeff
great player, though. He was a great.
Oh, good play.
Yeah, so they had the Final Four, and it was in Philadelphia that year. Like all the other
Oh,
years,
wow.
yeah, all the other years would be like in California. So your team would fly you out there, and then Rusty gets to the Final Four, and it was up at Bayern.
Yeah, we had,
Would you
Yeah,
wind up in? Would you guys wind up in third or fourth or second?
second.
Second. Yeah, that's right. With the final game.
About this big. It says the final, you runner-up national champion.
That's unbelievable. All right, so then your sophomore year, you played there. So junior year, did you stay at Bayern? Because when did you go to Danubia?
I stayed at Bayern until I got out of college. Then, after I got out of college, all my friends were going there. Danubia was kind of changing, and my friends were going to play at Danubia. And that time, you always went to the German clubs. They were the best clubs because you played the game, and then after the game, you got some food. They give you a free meal, so that was always good.
I told him he was saying about, he listed on Twitter one day about his 10 favorite professional athletes, and Andy Stackhouse sent him a question. He's like, how about your dad? And he said, I said professional. And Andy said, we used to get paid by free beer and free food after
Yeah.
every game. We had free beer from 4:30 till 7 o'clock.
Oh
And
wow.
trust me, we got our money's worth, man. And we got that's getting paid, man.
Yeah.
So
We got-
Rusty started at Danubia. When he came to Danubia, I was there, I think, the year before he came. And then we played at Danubia. And then for that team, that was one of my best teams that I ever played with. And it was me, him, the guy John Frisky that you met before. He was on the team. Bugsy.
I remember St. Joe's, right?
Yes, you met him
Yeah.
at St. Joe's. They were playing LaSalle because he went to LaSalle with Russ.
Oh wow.
Yes, and it was me, Andy, Chunky, Rusty's brother, Chunky, Tony Bono, Joe Rudy, his son was on the team, Bugsy, me, and we were the halfbacks, and then Rusty was up front with your buddy Tommy Siaka. Yeah, and then Joe Blaney, the guy you met there plenty of times, he was on the team. And then our goalie that year was Dan Brennan, and that was one of the best goalies that I ever played with. He played professionally too.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Steve, before I forget, I just wanted to thank you for talking to me first before my brother, because everybody knows I'm better than my brother.
No problem.
I told Steven when he invited you on, I said, Steve, you gotta have Rusty on before Chunky. And he's like, well, I saw Rusty on that interview with John Levy. And I said, Chunky take you to the Kicks games, man. He got your tickets and all. And he started laughing. I said, well, I said, I'll reach out to Chunky later. I said, Russ, he got me booked, man. We got all these people lined up. He's got every 2 a week.
Yeah. Sure.
Hey, but the thing is, everybody knows I'm better than my brother, and also your dad has to remember I got him a city championship jacket.
Oh yeah, he did for sure. So we talked about his club. Yeah, I'll talk about his college, right? So why did you pick LaSalle?
I did.
I just felt it was the right fit for me. It was close, and I loved the coach, Bill Wilkinson, and his assistant was Pat Barrow, who trained my little club team, and I really felt it was the right fit for me.
You hear the name he said?
Huh?
Do you see his coach's name?
Bobby Wilkinson.
Bobby Wilkinson's dad.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Father.
Yeah. Russ, and he had another son. I'm sorry.
Billy.
Billy, yes, Billy. And he was your age, right?
He was a year older than me.
A year older, yeah. And he went to LaSalle, and then he that's where Russ played. Mr. Wilkinson, Bobby's dad was the coach. Great man, very great man.
Were you guys Division One?
Yes.
Right away. When you got there.
Excuse me?
He was you guys were Division One all the time, soccer.
Correct.
The only thing they were Division Two in was football.
Oh, that's when Matt said they switched conferences.
Right. Conferences. When Russ was there, what conference were you in back then? ACC?
ECC, East Coast Conference.
East Coast Conference.
Oh, wow.
So tell them who you played in that conference, Russ.
We would play Hofstra and Ryder, and we had Temple in there. We had a lot of good teams in there.
So they played. Now, did you ever ask him about? Did he ever win the?
Did you ever win a national championship?
The national championship, no. I won my East Coast Conference championship. We won.
Oh wow!
How many years did you win that?
We won it my senior year.
And then you went on to the NCAAs?
No, we got a raw deal. We didn't get a bid.
Get out of here.
That?
I said, I didn't know that. See, back nowadays, it's automatic bid if you win your conference, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
But
that wasn't screwed. In fact, we were 14-4 and we didn't get a bid.
That's unbelievable.
What was what's the best game you played in college?
I played a lot of games that I really liked, but I'd have to say winning the East Coast Conference Championship was my best one because we played a good team from Ryder, and we went into overtime, and I scored the winning goal in overtime.
That's very cool.
How about asking him did he make all conference? Asking him if he made all conference.
Did you ever make all conference?
In college, yes, 3 years.
Cool.
He was on every year they used to have a remember that couple certificates I showed you? It's called Southeastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So he was on, and we would every once in a while they had a dinner, right? Once a year they had that dinner thing, and we would all go out in the City Line Avenue, remember? And
Yes.
Yes, and it was all colleges in the area. So even though I played at Spring Garden, I was invited because I made the first team my sophomore, junior, and senior year. I think I made first team or first team in the last 2 years. And then Russ and all them guys were on those same. They were just not. They weren't. You didn't play a game or anything. You just had a certificate. Yeah, you just had a.
It was like an all-star game.
Right, no all-star games now. Did you play in the senior bowl back in the day? Did they have that back when you played?
I don't know if they had it, but no, I didn't.
Yeah, as I say, I think they started it like right around that time because I know they didn't have it forever, but I remember them having it, and I remember I think Chunk might have got invited, but I'm not positive, but I think he might have went his senior year for Drexel. How many years did you play at LaSalle, Russ?
I played all 4. I started all 4.
And what did you finish your career with? How many goals?
I had 32 goals.
32 goals.
Wow.
Now that's a Division I, right? So
yeah.
I know Russ doesn't like bringing this up, but did someone break your record?
Oh yeah.
Who broke your record?
3rd or 4th on the list now, but
now you're 3rd or 4th? Oh no.
But it was very cool because my first 2 years I played center halfback, and then my last 2 years I played forward.
Yeah, I didn't know you played center half for them.
Yes, my first 2 years.
Yes, we played against him his last 2 years at Chestnut Hill Academy the first year, and they beat us 3-1. Russ got 2 goals that game. I remember that game. And then the next year we took them to overtime, and then they beat us in overtime. Guy named John Tracy scored. He was a Doherty guy, right? Right?
Yes, he was. And we don't talk about him. We don't like him, Steve.
His team from LaSalle, that was full of North guys too.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Did you play with Bobby Matthews at LaSalle?
Yes. Magic was he was a junior or senior when I got there.
Yeah, he was another guy. He was all-timer, man. I used to love watching him play and at North and LaSalle and at Lighthouse and all. He could score, man. That was one guy that could score the ball.
He had him for his left foot, and God rest Bobby.
Yeah,
rest him
away. God, I love Bobby. Bobby's a good kid too. Good guy, man. Good guy.
What did you like? Did you like playing indoor better or outdoor better?
Oh, Steve, I liked indoor better because you know why? It was very tight, close, and you could bang people, and it was fun.
Steve,
I like that better.
Tell him about the video I got. Ron Tompkins did the video for Danubia. We won the Woodhaven. Remember?
Yeah.
That year.
An old.
Yes.
In a while.
Andy Stackhouse gave me a copy, and it's so grainy, but it's awesome. Now he did the whole. Remember we played that whole Sunday. We had to play like 3 games. We beat the Greek team, and then it was, oh my God, that was a real good team, man. That was another one. I love that one. That's a great question for Rusty because back in the day, me and Russ we loved playing indoor. We played against each other sometimes, but we played with each other a lot, and that was me and his thing, man. We loved indoor. See, we weren't as fast as all the other guys when we got older, but we were strong, and we loved going against the boards and getting the ball and going in for the dirty stuff, man. That's why he scored 32 goals. He was always where he's supposed to be score. That's the way you score, Steve. When you get into the higher levels, got to be there, man. Russell always knew where to be. People used to give him a hard time and said all he did was score goals, but I said he did a lot more than that for us.
My play, we're
What's that?
Just
Bree Rock.
Rock.
Yeah, well, she scored. That girl, he helped coach at Holy Family, had 50 goals at
4 years,
in
yeah.
4 years. Yeah, she scored some goals.
She's
Yeah, but you got to remember he was going against Division One back then in them days, and that's a lot different than Division Two, especially back then. It was LaSalle, like I said, they played against that whole conference was all guys around, and they were the best of the best in those teams back
Did
then.
you ever play St. Joe's?
Yes, we did.
Did you play them every year, Russ?
Yes, we did.
The soccer 7, right? Because of that.
Well, we always had them on that. Then they started the soccer. That I played before this. Well, it started. The soccer 7 started like maybe my junior year.
Right. So I remember going down to see some of them games while I was still at North.
And then you got to play against Larry Sullivan when Larry's coach at Villanova.
No, Larry started coaching at Villanova way after. Larry coached me and Rusty for the Keystone State games team.
And Steve, Dad, we don't want to talk about that.
Oh yeah, we do. Remember the first year we won every 2 wins and a tie, but we came in second because of the stupid goal difference. And then the next year we won it all. But you couldn't go to second year because you were too old, right? The first year,
We had a lot of fun up.
Yeah, it was 23 and under. And Russ and Joe Stackhouse were our ringers. They were the 23-year-olds the first year. And then the next year they couldn't come. So then we went back the next year and we won. Russ's dad wound up coaching us in the final game. Mr. Larry Sullivan got thrown out the game before. Yeah, the game before the final. So Russ's dad coached, and we had a couple guys that got suspended. So your dad put me and Pat Kelly up front.
Oh,
and we won, and we won. We won the game, man. Pat scored, and I think I passed it to him. That was a fun team, man. We went up to Penn State in cars. So I had the good pleasure of riding with Rusty. His brother Chunk was in the back, and he was scared to death. The whole ride up there, we had a ball, man. That was some fun. I told Steven when he told me he was interviewing Rusty, I said, "Oh, I can't wait to talk to Rusty. That brings back some memories, man." Forgot all about that team. That was the first year they had the Keystone State Games, which was
really?
Yeah, it was like the Pennsylvania Olympics, and the first 2 years they had it was up at Penn State, and then they started having it at Wilkes-Barre College, I think it was.
Wilkes College.
Wilkes College up in
I still have my medal.
You still got what?
I still have my medals.
Do you really? I don't know what I did with them. That's why I said to Steven, I remember when we went up for our bronze medal. I mean, our silver medal the first time we went. Every time they called our names, they all booed us. Boo! Next from Philadelphia, Russ Bono. Boo! They would boo us.
Why?
Because they hated us up there. We were all city guys. Yeah.
How far have you traveled?
That's a good one. What was the furthest you traveled for a game, Russ?
I'd probably have to say Canada.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that trip. Yeah, we used to all go to Canada when we were 10 years old. We were for Lighthouse.
Yes. But the furthest I went, I've been to Arizona, but that was to watch my daughter play.
Nice. Yeah. Ask her about his kids. Ask how many kids he has.
How many kids do you have?
I have 4 girls.
How old are they, Russ?
We're 35 and to 31.
Yeah, right with us. Same as us. We got 35 and this 36 soon. This guy just turned 34. And then 30. My youngest will be 32 next November. He'll be 32. Yeah, he's 31 now.
He'll be 34, 33.
No, he's 2 years behind you.
Oh.
You're 34. You don't know how old you are, man. You're an old man.
Why did he graduate before me?
Because he graduated at 17. You graduated at 21.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just getting confused.
Yeah, sorry, man. Sorry to confuse you there.
Yeah. I want to get out 40. Graduate with my brother. He wouldn't let me.
He wanted to leave it because you could leave at 18 at his school. So he didn't want to leave at 18. He wanted to leave at 20 and be able to graduate with his brother down at the thing. And 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 we said, Steve, if you graduate, then you're gonna you gotta do something after that. And he's like, oh, and he still didn't care. And then my wife said, no way, you're going to school for another year. We'll keep you in there.
Well, now he has a podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then tell them, we'll tell them that when you were at Dockery, what did they do, man? The basketball squad, remember? They played he was there when Kyle Lowry was there for Dockery when they won the the Catholic League.
No.
They lost the Catholic League.
Yeah, but they won the whatever division.
The division, Northern Division.
Yeah. That was
Yeah, well, we won the Northern Division every year when I was there, freshman, sophomore, junior year, we won all three of them years.
They gave you out in Salle.
Yes.
Yeah.
When Russ was a junior, though, that game was at Temple, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they played at Temple's old field. Temple used to have a field up in North Broad Street.
Basketball.
Oh, basketball. Right. Oh, basketball. Yeah. Stephen's right. The Doherty, the year they had the Catholic League final, it was out of LaSalle's basketball court. What's it called? Not McGonigal.
It's oh geez, I can't even think of it. Something Hall.
Oh God.
And then they moved it back down to Penn.
And they went back to Penn after that. I think they were renovating the Palestra or whatever a couple years.
I think it's stupid that you do it that way. Monday nights.
Yeah, Stephen doesn't like it because it's always a Monday night down at the Palestra. That's why it was cool. The year the Doherty had it, LaSalle, it was like a Saturday night. Yeah, that was awesome. So we went over his high school, college, club. Oh, did you play? How much did you play after did you leave like around the same time I did? Like right when you were like 25?
I played until around 27, and then I came back and played for the over 30s.
You did? Did you? That's what I was going to ask you. Did you play for Danubis over 30s?
Yes, I did.
Did you go to the final?
Again.
Did you go to the final for that?
No, we went to what did we go when I played? We won the states, and then we lost in the regions.
That was the over 32.
Oh wow, it's crazy.
What's that, Russ?
There's a lot of old guys playing soccer there.
Yeah. Ask him, did he ever coach?
Did you ever coach?
Yes, I did. I coached for a long time. I coached club ball, and I coached. I was assistant varsity coach at North Catholic for 2 years.
Did you coach your daughter's teams?
Well, I coached, and she played on my team, my oldest one, well, my third one. And what happened was I would get her every other weekend, and she would play on my team. And in fact, the whole thing was she was better than my team, all my boys. And people would say to me, "Who's the girl?" Well, I said, "She's my daughter, and she's better than anything else. She's the best player on the field."
All right. If you have dinner with 3 athletes, they could be dead or alive. Who would they be and why?
What was that? Who have we talked to?
If you were having dinner with 3 professional athletes, they could be dead or alive, who would you invite to the dinner?
One would be Bernie Perrant.
Oh.
One would be Johnny Bench. And the other would be Wayne Rooney.
How about them, huh? Mixed it up. You got one of baseball, basketball, hockey, and soccer.
Oh, wow. Thank you for your time, man.
Yes, it would definitely be a nice dinner.
I told Stephen, I said it's so funny because the guys you mentioned was right. So I said he's right. He's like one of the only ones that was been around my age that you interviewed. all guys that I idolized also.
Yeah,
well,
they were. I have season ticket to the Flyers game, and I love hockey.
Yeah, so do we, right, Stevie boy? Stevie loves them all, man.
Can't wait to go back.
Yeah, Russ. Oh, you go down to the North reunions down the shore?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to this year. We're going to try to make it. I'm going to try to.
Every
I'm
one
going to
of
try to go to for the one for Doherty. I promised him I'd take him to that one.
them.
And
Off on the
one,
weekends, we can go to every one of them.
that's right. And we're going to go to the North. We're going to. I promise I go to the North weekend too.
You
And
gotta
my
take
well,
me.
and my wife's going to the Little Flower
And we can
reunion.
take me to the North one.
Yes, you can go. Yeah, I'll let you go this year.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll let you go.
Yes.
well,
Maybe.
No. No. Yes.
What year did your wife graduate, Little Flower?
81.
Yeah. What's your wife's last name?
Hearn. Well, she went to business school. She would have got out at 81.
Okay. So where did she go to grade school?
She went to St. Joan of Arc.
Okay. Because that's my wife was 81 from Little Flower.
Yes, Karen went to the business school instead. But Steve, when you come down to the shore, make sure you wear the right hat to the North Catholic thing. Don't wear.
Got it. I heard you gotta get one.
Yeah, this is my hat I bought myself this year.
Mhm.
So what do you got to say to Russ again?
Thank you, man.
Thanks a lot, Russ, for your time.
Steve the legend. Thank you very much for interviewing me. It's been a pleasure, and you stay safe, my friend.
Thanks,
you.
Russ. Take
Thank
it
you.
easy.
Thank you.
Take care, buddy.
Take it easy, Steve.